Howdy, howdy. Welcome on into the pre-show before the free show. Man, this is weird. I still can't get over how weird this
table?
is. Yeah, I'm just like,
but
I'm like weirdly close to you. Like I can touch your, oh, that's weird. I don't like that.
But the good news is that we have a buffer today.
Do we?
Oh,
What's up?
We are pleased to be joined in the Bachelorette pad. Finally, I'm not outnumbered, although Ava's here.
Yeah.
It's Greg Powers.
Were you guys getting nervous today?
Yes.
As the clock was ticking.
We were standing near the window. We were like, "Is Powers gonna make it?" Like,
So there were 2 wrecks on 35.
Oh dear.
Today.
Yeah, 35 is a beast.
And they were both like brand new, like just happened.
okay, so you got the fresh ones.
Yeah, so I had the fresh wrecks, and it added an 18 minutes to my commute. I was starting to get nervous, actually.
I kept looking at my phone, like, is he gonna text? Is he gonna call? Something like that, but
I
it's
always have to. So Pickle and I take 35 when we go to work, and so I always have to look up if there's any wrecks because most of the time there are going to be at least one. There is gonna be at least one wreck on 35 on the way to work. So we always have to look up the path beforehand because it can take us either 20 minutes to get to work or it can take us 45 minutes to get to work.
So this is the 4th episode of TFT at the Bachelorette pad. And I would like to brag a little bit.
Does that make you laugh? He chuckled a little bit.
So I'm trying to figure out what are the rules.
Oh, there are no rules.
There's
like,
none.
What are the rules? Like
0.
So I'm sitting right next to Mallory, and do I look at her when I'm talking to her now?
Yeah, there you go. By the way, this is
because in the studio you don't.
I wish
look.
we had like a wide shot, like up here. Just be like, this is the whole thing.
We're all so close. You can see my hand on Power's shoulder.
Like, so you don't turn and look at the producer of TFT in the studio because they're behind you.
Correct.
So you would be actually turning away from the camera. But really, like when I'm talking to Mallory now, I'm kind of like looking. I guess not really. I guess I'm turned more like I'm talking to nobody. Whatever.
Yeah, it's just
okay.
This is, to me, Pickle and I talked about this. It's more of like a conversation now, because usually it's always you guys at the table in the studio and it's Pickle and I in Canada, right? Like way over on the producer's desk. But now we're like all together. We're all sitting right next to each other. And I think this is more of a podcast type
The Texas football hangout.
Yeah, it does. Ooh, good. Yeah,
at the Bachelorette.
the hang zone. I would say though that this lays bare that there's only one person at this table who actually is working right now. And it ain't either of us. It's like we're just sitting here. I have a computer because I have some notes, and like Powers, like you're gonna have some notes on your phone, but you're ultimately gonna just vibe. And Mallory's got like a whole mess of equipment over here, like monitoring
I'm a little stressed. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we're just like vibing,
especially because this is a big show.
It is a big show. I did want to pat myself on the back though.
Okay.
I made it here. Never plugged in GPS once.
Oh, nice.
I made it here on memory.
So you've got it memorized
now.
now.
Which is,
that's impressive.
by the way, kind of tough because I've got the broad strokes,
right?
But when you get into your neighborhood, Mallory, it is not only a maze, but okay, your house. I don't want to give away any sort of distinguishing characteristics. Your house is a distinct color,
correct?
And normally I'd be like, oh, I'm going to look for the house that's that color. There's like 40 of them.
Yeah.
That look like that have the same. And by the way, your house, I will say this, is on a corner.
Right.
And so I'm like, oh, I'll look for the distinctive colored house on the corner. No, there's like that's every street.
Yeah, right, exactly.
It's every street.
Yeah, and it's that's why we like her so much. Like this was
I'm sorry,
was
the
kind
house
of
is to her?
Well, yeah. There's all female. There's 3 females that live in it. Ava, me, and Pickle. So it's a her, right? Would you agree with that?
All houses are hers, as are cars and trucks.
Correct.
I don't think I've ever gendered a house.
We always say we
If
love
like
her.
a boat. Like a boat. I get it.
It
like
feels
that's
natural to be a her, though.
Yeah. Okay, a boat, yes. A boat and a car, I feel like people label them as she and her. Do you ever label have you ever heard somebody say, "Hey, this is my boat. His name is Frank," or something, you know?
No, but boat, I feel like there's a long tradition of like
her.
Of
she,
like
lady.
Like feminizing boats, basically. I hate to like giving it.
But houses aren't.
I just don't like. I don't know. Do you know? Because they're not mobile. Maybe that's it. Like, there's not.
They can be.
They can be. That's true.
That's true.
I think if you have like
if it's a mobile house,
like
you
a
can
mobile
say
home,
shit.
like a trailer, I'd be on board with like, okay, what about Bert, the big rolling turd?
Ooh,
right. That's a
good
that's
one.
A male name.
That's a him.
That is to the that is, by the way, for people who are just tuning in for the first time. Hello, we're a football show, but that is Pickles' parents' trailer, right? So it's their Airstream.
Yes. It's They like to take it on.
Okay.
Park
See?
vacations and stuff. So
that's why I'm saying
we love
I
Bert.
don't disagree with you. I was only looking for clarification because I don't know if
No, that was a good example.
Before.
That was a really good example. I don't know if I can rebuttal that.
Yeah, I see like Christine as being the most manly car, but it's still
Yeah.
Christine.
Yeah. That's very true.
Wait, Powers, your big sexy truck, is that female or male?
I think all cars in my family are female.
Let's go.
So, it doesn't have like a name though. I never
Yeah.
named the truck.
See, that's funny because like my old car, I called it the Red Baron. I didn't call it the Red Baroness.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's interesting. Maybe
Well, the Red
Baron
the Red Baron is not female.
Yeah, I was gonna say
So
that's,
that's
maybe,
okay.
Maybe it's a me problem.
Maybe
That's
it is
okay.
a you problem. Well,
Maybe it's
what
just-
isn't a you problem?
That's a fair point. I don't know. I've never. You were making a point now 5 minutes ago that got us onto this topic, but I've never heard a house referred to like with a name.
Well, this started off talking about how Powers is in traffic, and then you're
Yes.
like, your house is really hard to get to, and I was like, but we love her, and then you were like,
We
"Oh,
love
wait."
her.
So
Yeah,
that's how
and
that all
then-
came
and then I
about.
just threw the challenge flag. That's right.
This is we love the pre-show.
No, that's why people tune in. There's some people I've had people who have said, "Hey, could you just make a podcast entirely comprised of the pre-shows, like each week, like a
That's a
weekly
good idea.
recap of like." The
I always
pre-shows?
get interns ask me if they need to cut the pre-show, and I'm like, no, don't.
I promise
You don't want to.
Never, unless there's. We've had like 3 interesting pre-shows, like ever.
Correct.
We had the pre-show where we had the woman who got her identity stolen because of the professor when they were when kids were making sock puppet accounts to bully their school into being closed on
I've
snow
never
days.
heard of that before.
Oh, yeah.
When was that?
Dr. Megan Vendemia. Yeah,
wow.
she was. I'll pull that up for you guys.
Yeah, I would love
that was
to.
a
I'd
classic.
love
That was
to
about
hear
a year ago whenever we had the big ice storm. We had that. Pickled announced her engagement whenever, like on a pre-show.
Oh yeah, that was the first show
yeah.
back from Christmas, I
Yeah.
guess. Christmas break, yeah.
Not sure if we've ever had any other interesting pre-shows, but this has been one. I would say
It's
so.
been a pre-show.
It's been a show.
Hit the theme, Expo.
Pickle.
Hit the air sign. Yes, y'all. From the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Bachelorette Pad in an undisclosed location, it is Texas Football Today, a show that's just snuggling. My name is Greg Tepper. I'm the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football magazine, TexasFootball.com, a corresponding website. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Whether you're watching us live, TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, or you're listening to us on the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part to support your local mediocre internet show. I am sitting over there at the helm today. And by over there, I mean right there. I'm looking at you right now. She's my Mal pal. She's your Mal pal. Powers, who's your favorite backup quarterback of all time?
Of all time? Stanley Jackson?
Our Stanley Jackson. QB2. It's Mallory Hartley.
Hey, how's it going? By the way, Trish is in the Facebook comments, and she said Bert's a boy. So I
was going to say, see?
I wanted to clear that up. So good job.
Thank you.
Good job
Yeah,
for
that's
thinking of
here
that.
on follow-up.
Correct.
We know houses, cars, and boats can now be gender neutral.
Yeah, exactly right. That's all I'm saying. Those other dulcet tones you hear belong to Greg Powers, the director of recruiting for Dave Campbell's Texas Football, into the Bachelorette Pad for the first time. Hey, bud.
Hey,
You made it.
here I am.
Is this your first time here?
Yes.
I guess it is. Yeah.
Doesn't it smell good in here?
Smells like
It's a-
tacos.
Correct.
There are tacos over
There are
there.
tacos in the fridge for
There are
later.
Tacos. Today is Wednesday, March 6th, 2024. It is 267 days until Thanksgiving. Happy birthday to Shaquille O'Neal. It is episode 1740.
Correct.
So I think I've probably told this story before. It's 1740 episodes in. My wife's maiden name was O'Neal. And you guys have met my wife.
Yes.
Would you
My
describe
wife.
her as enormous?
No.
Okay.
No.
But when she was an elementary school teacher, she still is an elementary school teacher, in classrooms, she would tell her students that Shaquille O'Neal was her cousin.
That rocks. I love that.
They look very different. My wife and Shaquille O'Neal look very different, but they have the same last name. So.
There was a kicker in the NFL for a long time.
Garrett Hartley.
Garrett Hartley, that's
South
right.
Carroll.
Yeah. So, really? I didn't know that. Well, we used to call him Cousin Garrett, so we were like, hey.
I guarantee your buddy RD knows him.
Probably.
Like, I guarantee.
We're real
They
cousins.
probably played. I would need to.
I'm just joking. We're
I
not
would
cousins.
need to line that up, but they might have played together.
That's funny.
They were almost certainly like in school at the same time. They were the same like era.
Yeah, I told people I was my cousin, so.
Garrett Hartley was OU, right?
Garrett Hartley was
Yeah.
OU, and then he went on to kick for the Saints for a while.
Yeah.
And Anyway, there was a guy who, an offensive lineman from one of the northern schools, like a Big Ten school, whose name was... No, he went to Cal. I'm sorry, I had that exactly wrong, which is Big Ten, or now it's an ACC school. His name was, I think... his last name was Tepper. I don't remember what it was. But he had a cup of coffee with the Cowboys, which means that there exist genuine Tepper Cowboys jerseys out there. And my brother was
That's
like
awesome.
on the lookout for it for a long time.
So you guys don't have one?
We don't have one, not yet. Not yet, but we can do it. It's episode 1740. On today's show, folks, This Week in Recruiting with Greg Powers, our director of recruiting. All things recruiting across the Lone Star State. In the back half of the show, Powers caught up with Xavier Ukponu.
Awesome.
Good one.
Ukponu, the defensive tackle from Denton Geyer, who's got 700 offers. Is that correct? Yeah.
I think he got 32nd offer this week. 32
Jeez.
or 33 now.
So we will hear from him coming up here at the back half of the program. Mallory, do we have first four through the door?
Not really. We are flooded in the comments by the Pickles. So on Facebook, we
So
just
it's
have
the Pickle
Trisha
family.
Pickle and then Ashley Pickles in the YouTube
So we're
comments.
just
So
getting
welcome in.
Hammered by the
Pickles, my girls. We love.
She's in the house, by the way.
Yeah, she is.
So we're still in
She's
contract
upstairs.
negotiations to get her back.
Yeah.
But she's in the house.
Feels very Barstool that we're in the middle of this contract negotiation right now, and like she's literally here but can't appear on the air.
Yeah, like she's gonna in 30 seconds she's gonna like bang on the floor and stuff like that, and we're gonna get interrupted. Okay, I think it's time to do this for the first time in the Bachelorette Pad.
Woo.
I'm Greg Tepper. That's Greg Powers. This is This Week
in Crootin.
Good one.
It's This Week in Crootin with Greg Powers, our director of recruiting here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Follow him on Twitter at GPowersScout and see his fine work at TexasFootball.com/recruiting. Follow him on Instagram too. Greg Powers Recruiting. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, follow him on Instagram. It's a good Instagram follow. There, she just banged on the door.
I heard it. I miss you.
And of course, this is brought to you by our good chicken friends at Chicken Express. Chicken Express. This feels like a Chicken Express household, right?
It does.
This feels like a Chicken Express household.
It absolutely is.
Chicken Express has been within these
plenty
walls
of times.
in the last 2 weeks.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yes.
I was going to say. That feels like it.
Yes. I haven't had Chicken Express in a while, but
What?
I know I need to get. So there is one right on Loop 288, so it's really like close to us. So I need to go.
I think I passed one.
Yeah, I need to go. I pass by it almost every day, and I'm like, man, I feel like I'm craving some chicken right now.
Yeah.
Every day is a Chicken Express day.
That's
Yeah,
exactly right.
you're
It's a day
correct.
that ends in Y, so it's Chicken Express
you
Day.
go.
Correct.
Just Week in Recruiting with Greg Powers. Let's start with our prospect on the rise. Our prospect on the rise going to Houston to talk about Richmond Randall, senior defensive tackle Chase Sims. He picked up an offer this week from Texas. He already had offers for places like A&M, TCU, Tech, and Houston. He debuted at number 88 in the new 2025 DCTF Rising Hot 100. What can you tell us about Richmond Randall's Chase Sims?
Well, he's a defensive tackle with a lot of upside. He's a guy who, he could climb even higher on that list. The DCTF Hot 100 this year, really difficult. We say this every year, but it was really difficult to put together. So he's you can see why he's got all these top-level P5 offers because he's able to dominate the line of scrimmage. He's strong and powerful. He's hard to move out of gaps. And he continues to be one of those guys who gets better and better each and every week. I think he's going to be one of the top spring evaluation targets in the entire Lone Star State. As a matter of fact, that list has already started to get going before the actual spring evaluation period gets here. And Richmond Randall, really a program on the rise in Texas high school football. I can't remember what their exact record was off the top of my head last year, but they were a serious contender. They're a team that I think continues to get more integrated within the state championship hype, I think, with each and every year.
11-2 last year, regional semifinals. Remember, they lost that heartbreaker to Huntsville. They're in the regional semifinals, and yeah, they're serious business, and I think a team that's on the rise, and a big reason why is because of what they got on the defensive side. Keep an eye on that. Chase, it is their outstanding defensive tackle, Chase Sims, a name to know, picked up a Texas offer this week. Let's roll on to our commit of the week. Our commit of the week, we're going to Duncanville to talk about their senior safety, Tyron Polley, and he committed this week to SMU. As the Ponies win a recruiting battle against places like LSU, Oregon, TCU, Baylor, this is a really nice win for Rhett Lashley and company.
Yeah, no doubt. One of the top-rated players in the entire state of Texas. As a matter of fact, he's the number 2 rated safety in this cycle. So this is a huge win for SMU, really to also keep that pipeline open in Duncanville, right? You know, they've got quite a few good commitments from Duncanville over the last few years. This is the latest in that, I guess now is what we can say is a long line, extended line of top prospects who are moving on from Duncanville to SMU. I think, you know, you're going to see continued success from SMU, who is really doing well now that they're in a P4 conference.
Yeah.
That has really resonated with a lot of the recruits who I speak with out and about throughout the Lone Star State. As a matter of fact, I went down to a 7-on-7 event in Houston this week, and there were quite a few Houston area prospects who were also mentioning SMU, like Cy Falls linebacker Caleb Burns, guys that you wouldn't necessarily always draw a straight line, to Dallas. Now you're starting to see a little bit more rumors flying about SMU out there from some of these top recruits. But Tyron Polley is a tremendous defensive back. Started as a freshman at Duncanville, which is really hard to do. He's got a high football IQ. He's extremely, extremely quick to the football. Good closing speed. I really love that. You can see his intelligence because he reads and anticipates really, really well. And he's a sure tackler once he gets there. He's also a little bit of a ball hawk. I think that he's led Duncanville in tackles the last 2 seasons, and he had 4 interceptions last year. So he's a guy who can really do a little bit of everything. I think he can play corner, nickel, or safety. So he's very versatile as well. So this is a huge get for SMU.
Big pickup for the Ponies there on the Hilltop as Tyron Polley commits to SMU. It's This Week in Recruiting with Greg Powers, our Director of Recruiting here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Get involved in the conversation at #TF Today. Let's roll on to our underclassmen of the week. Our underclassmen of the week going to Anna to talk about their sophomore offensive lineman.
Sophomore to be.
Oh, God.
Still a freshman.
Peyton Miller. File this under large children. 6'4", 280 pounds. Picked up his offers from places like A&M, TCU, Nebraska, Penn State, Baylor, Arkansas. Peyton Miller is going to be in our lives for a while as he anchors the offensive line for the defending state champs.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. State champion winning left tackle as a freshman. On varsity. He was in the DCTF Rising top 25, so he's one of the considered, as of right now, to be one of the top 25 players in that 2027 class, and his offer list is starting to match that ranking. I think when we put him in the magazine, he didn't have an offer yet. If he did, maybe it was one. Like maybe I think Nebraska was his first offer. They may have offered back at the beginning of the season, right as soon as he kind of started to get on the radar. And he burst on the radar actually in a big way. Interesting story is one of the Anna scrimmages before the season, he's a young freshman on varsity. He gets to block Nigel Smith.
Yeah.
Right? So he gets to go up against Nigel Smith. Not an easy task, but Miller did well and that really started to get his name on the radar because he cemented that left tackle spot and then had a really strong season. We all got a chance to watch him at AT&T Stadium, and he did a tremendous job protecting the quarterback's blind side. That is an offense that has some premier playmakers within it, and you got to have a dog up front like Miller to be able to make sure that you can open up lanes and keep your quarterback's jersey clean. And we're going to have a whole lot of Miller over the next 3 years.
Yeah, he's going to be someone that you're going to need to get used to. They're anchoring that left side of the offensive line for Anna, and Tennessee offered this week to bring his offer list to 12.
Nice dozen there.
Before he can drive.
That's insane.
Let's round it all out with our recruit of the week. Our recruit of the week is North Crowley offensive lineman Henry Fanuku. And Henry Fanuku is the newest Dave Campbell's Texas Football 4-star prospect. He now has more than 20 offers, including Georgia, A&M, USC, Tennessee. The new DCTF Rising Hot 100 is out, and there in that top 50, getting that 4th star, is North Crowley's offensive lineman Henry Fanuku.
You know, and what makes him a bona fide 4-star is just kind of looking through North Crowley's roster of 2025 prospects and thinking that he's the best one, right? Yeah. Like he's ascended to the top of that list. Very competitive within their own team to be considered the number one player. You know, I think that there are some really talented guys right there in that cycle. As a matter of fact, one of them has another one that has an offer from Georgia was a move-in, Drayden Fulbright, who's considered a 4-star on some of the other services. We haven't really get a chance to watch him play, so I'm excited to see him possibly in the spring or at a camp or, you know, certainly at a North Crowley game next fall. Cornelius Warren, their explosive running back, really good. Chris Jimerson, the athletic quarterback there, tremendous talent. It's so exciting. He's committed to TCU. And a linebacker prospect, Jonathan Cunningham. So you're talking about 5 guys right there on that North Crowley roster who legitimately all could be like, hey, I'm the best player on my team. Well, right now it's Henry Fanuku. He's a 4-star offensive lineman. He's very versatile and athletic, plays offensive guard. He could play some center as well, transitions to the second level easily, and is super strong at the point of attack. And you can start to see his offer list take off, and that's a reason why he's ascended the ranks in the DCTF Rising Hot 100. He
is certainly a name to know. There is Henry Fanuku, the offensive lineman there at North Crowley. A name to know always. It's Greg Powers, our director of recruiting here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Follow him on Twitter at GPowersScout. Follow him on Instagram, Greg Powers Recruiting. I'm going to start working that in. And see his fine work at TexasFootball.com/recruiting. Powers, stick around because you're trapped back there.
All right.
We're Texas Football Today. We're here every weekday at noon on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Coming up here in just a moment, Powers caught up with one of the hottest defensive tackle prospects in the state of Texas, Xavier Ukponu from Denton Geyer. But first, a word from these valued sponsors.
I feel like bustin' loose, come on, get on up, oh yeah, get on up, bustin' loose when you wanna sing, bustin' loose, baby, do your thing, talking about bustin' loose, yeah,
Hi, I'm Jennifer Potter, Executive Director of Be Well Texas. Too many people are struggling alone these days, and alcohol and drug deaths are increasing. We started Be Well Texas to offer high-quality, science-based addiction treatment and recovery services anywhere, even at home. We provide compassionate, caring support, virtually or in person. In many cases, there is no cost for treatment if you don't have insurance. Really. Welcome to Be Well Texas. We're glad you're here.
Wing is the largest residential drone delivery provider in the world, delivering to your home in less than 30 minutes. Order using an app just like other popular delivery services, and Wing's automated drone takes care of the rest. It's fast, safe, and sustainable, and it's now delivering to parts of Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. You can learn more at wing.com/TexasFootball. Again, that's wing.com/TexasFootball.
Born and bred in Texas hits a little different, as it should. Texas loves doing business with fellow Texans. VCR Now takes its Texas roots as seriously as its many partnerships with schools and universities around the state. It's also why we're so proud to promote our brand in the pages of the Texas Bible, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and on the airwaves of Texas Football Today. Driven by producing quality broadcast video, state-of-the-art audio, and LED video scoreboards at affordable prices, VCR Now makes sure to listen to your needs in its athletic department before recommending the next best steps. Building great products is our business, and it's our focus on building meaningful, long-term partnerships with our clients that sets us apart. From our 24/7, 365-day help desk, the training lab in our hometown of Red Oak, or our sports marketing business plan that puts money back in the hands of our athletic departments we support, VCR Now is built to last. Reach out to us today at info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW. Again, that's info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW.
Back here on Texas Football Today, I've just been cued by my producer to start talking, and Powers, that brings me to you, because you were up in Denton, at Denton Geyer High School, where there's always no shortage of outstanding talent. But one of the guys caught your eye is a big, powerful defensive tackle, Xavier Ukponu.
Yeah, Xavier Ukponu has all the offers, so it's going to be fun to watch and see which school he will ultimately decide. But he talks about some of his favorites right here.
Here is Xavier Ukponu from Denton Geyer here on Texas Football Today.
This is Greg Powers with Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and I'm out here at Denton Geyer High School with the man Xavier Ukponu. Man, I want to say it was a big offseason for you and a big season because you had all the offers, but really you had tons of offers before you even stepped onto the field for the 2023 season. Sure. Put a little bit of a target on your back, I think, probably, as people tried to, I guess, probably test you week in and week out. What was last season like? I know that you had a very good year, but you had some guys move on to college, and now you're going to be a senior leader right here on Denton Geyer, and I know how important that is to the program. Guys are now looking to you for leadership heading into 2024.
Yeah, last year it was fun. Obviously, playing a new position taught me how to be more versatile. I just can't, there's so many things, playing defensive end is more fun, I guess. But also, you got to read more stuff. But playing inside, you just get to fire off and go. So I think I like inside more, and I'm going to play inside this year. But obviously, being a senior now, being a leader, got to just get a team right, lead by example, also lead with my words and just motivate people. Because, obviously, you got to show that you can do something, show by example before people actually follow you and do it. So, yeah.
You've been doing something right because it's led to 31 scholarship offers on the recruiting trail. A lot of the top dogs throughout the entire country are chasing after your signature. Just first and foremost, what's it like having all that attention?
It's fun, I guess. I don't know. I don't really like attention like that, but it's fun, obviously. And it's something that it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and you should never take it for granted.
Are you a college football fan?
Yeah, I love college football. I like watching it a lot, just week in, week out, yeah.
Is it pretty cool, being able to, walk up, and I know that you've had a chance to meet some of the top dogs, throughout college football, throughout that offer list. What's it like getting to walk up, and I know he's retired, but what's it like getting to, meet, a Nick Saban or somebody like that?
Probably the most crazy, that blew my mind was my sophomore year when Sark came here to talk to me. And I was like, bro, that's crazy. Because I see him on TV. I'm like, bro, there's no way I'm talking to Sark right now. So, yeah, also, that was pretty fun.
You must have been the good luck charm for Texas then, because after that conversation, Texas went on a little bit of a winning streak here, competed for a college football playoff national championship last year. There's not been a favorites list or anything like that for you yet. You're still sorting through a lot of offers and a lot of attention. I'm going to, kind of try to concentrate on maybe some of the more recent visits or schools, I guess, that maybe pop into my mind to ask you about. And I know that you had a chance to go down and check out Florida in the SEC. I'm sure that was a really cool visit just because of the location. And, of course, Florida, the Gators have been doing a tremendous job recruiting the Lone Star State. Signed DJ Lagway last year, of course, the #1 quarterback in the country.
Yeah. It was nice down there in Florida. Most people think Florida is a crazy place to be at, but it's really chill, and I never expected it to be that chill. Gainesville was really nice down there. And I feel like you could just focus in on your craft, because when I'm going to club, that's when I'm focusing. I'm not really a big going out guy. It's stay at home. So obviously just work on my craft every day. I like the coaches, Coach James, Coach Chapman. I talk to them almost every day. They're my guys. I love talking to them. They're really funny. and stuff. And then just seeing the other players, I got to hang around Caleb Banks and who's the other one? Really, Cam Jackson. Yeah, and they're really funny characters, and yeah, it was really nice.
So the Gators are in the mix there, it sounds like. One of the early offers I feel like for you, kind of like, think about like probably almost a year ago, maybe a little bit over a year ago, Texas A&M stepped to you, provided you a scholarship offer. But since that time, the whole staff has kind of flipped over. They got a new head coach there, and really, Elijah Robinson moved on to Syracuse. But you've been able to have like an inside look at the program because you get to go on a visit as a recruit and meet and talk to all those guys. What's the energy around Texas A&M's program right now, and why is that still a possibility for a realistic fit for you?
I feel A&M is just, the atmosphere down there is different. I feel like back when Trimbo was there, it was kind of more chill, laid back. But now you can tell that they're ready to work. Like this staff is different. Just the way they go about work down there is different. Coach Elko's a dog. Like just hearing him talk and everything, he's a dog. Coach Spencer, he means business. He's a high energy guy. The defensive tackles coach, and then Coach Eddie, defensive end coach, is kind of more chill, laid back. So it's a good combo between the two because one's really intense and one's kind of more laid back. But they both mean business, really. I just feel like their programs, they're going to be really good this year. That's what I feel like because they just have that blue-collar mentality and ready to get to work. So, yeah. You
like that blue-collar mentality because that's a little bit what I think Geyer brings to the table here, and you kind of see it here. So, I know that's something that you're used to. You mentioned Coach Sark and what it was like meeting him. You were able to recently go down to check out Austin and get a closer look at UT. Obviously, there's a very positive buzz right now. They had signed one of the top recruiting classes in the country. They're very active, or I don't want to say very active in comparison to some other schools, but they get good transfer players to come in, like meaningful transfers that can actually fulfill a need. They're not out like hunting the transfer portal all the time. It's like very targeted, I guess. Yeah, targeted. What was UT like, and what was the vibes like down there right now with all that success?
It's very nice down there, honestly. Like, I love it down there. I love Coach Sark's mindset and everything. But I feel like Coach Baker coming down here to talk to me was really impactful because, when Coach Bo left, I was kind of iffy. I was like, dang, because I really built a good relationship with him. And then Coach Baker comes in, and he just steals the show, really starts talking. And I feel like we had a good connection. We got a lot of stuff in common. And, I just feel like he's a great coach. And coaching the NFL, obviously, he got experience. So, yeah.
Close it off. I guess I couldn't let you slide out of here without asking you about LSU and Baton Rouge. I know that's a program that, traditionally they do really well in Texas high school football, and I think as a defensive lineman, it's got to be very intriguing because they send a lot of guys to the league at those positions. What do you like about LSU, and why is Brian Kelly's program a potential landing spot?
What I like mainly about LSU, I've never been down there. I'm going to be down there March 8th, but I just like Coach Bo. Our relationship, it spans probably a year plus, a little bit over a year plus, and it's crazy. He's a great guy. He checks in on me. I talk to him every day basically, and he's just a great coach. Obviously you just see it in the proof. Byron Murphy is 400 sweat, Mario Jumbo, Keandre Coburn. Just in the past 2 years, he's put 4 D linemen in the league. So that's kind of crazy to me because obviously when you go to college, you want to be developed by the best, and I feel like he's one of the best in the country, and he could get me to where I want to go. So.
Xavier Ukponu High School, obviously a lot of stuff going on with him popping off. Official visit season coming on deck, potentially a decision coming down the pipe as well. Man, thanks for the time and good luck as you go through the recruiting process, but extra special wishes of good luck as you lead your team out on the field in 2024 as a senior leader right here at Denton Geyer.
Thank you.
There is Xavier Ukponu, the big-time large man at Denton Geyer, and a great interview too.
Yeah, it was fun to get over there and watch them go through workouts. Kyle Keese does a tremendous job over there with the strength and conditioning program, of course, under the direction of head coach Reed Heim. Those student athletes were fired up to get into the weight room and work out and be a part of a team, and that's why it's kind of fun to go over and watch Geyer, and especially watch many more of these teams throughout Texas high school football. Right? We go over there and we interview some of the top recruits whenever I go through there, but it's bigger than that.
Yeah.
And that's why it's fun to just go out and do these type of school visits and be around these communities. So shout out Texas high school football. If I don't shout you out enough, shout me out today.
And it's just I imagine for you, and one of the things I love about going there is just trying to get a feel. It's hard from the outside, but trying to get a feel for the culture You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And just like, all right, like you said, people are fired up to go to the weight room. You know what I mean? People are instead of like dragging, like, oh man, we got to get to practice and stuff like that. Like that to me speaks to the culture there at Geyer, which is important, obviously.
Exciting program there because they have a lot of 2027 prospects. You know, Xavier Ukponu is the leading guy in that 2025 class, but that 2027 class is loaded, and there's a lot of good talent. One of those players happens to be a quarterback, so that's pretty encouraging if you're a Denton Geyer fan. I'm interested to see what they do with the defense, though. They have a couple of really big guys up front in Kyron Haywood and Xavier Ukponu, and will they continue to run that 3-4 that they've been known to run, or will they transition into something new where they can get both of those big guys on the field at the same time, or both of those big guys inside?
Yes, most certainly. Anyway, it's big time doing there at Denton Geyer and their defensive lineman Xavier Ukponu. Let's go over to Mallory Hartley for America's second favorite segment. Final thoughts.
The Republic of Football coming up today on these same channels at 2 p.m. You're not going to want to miss it. Mike Craven and Carter Yates caught up with the new Houston head coach, Willie Fritz.
Oh, wow.
This past week. So I watched it. It's a really, really good interview. He talks about kind of what his time's been like at Houston so far. He's really involved with going to the basketball games because they're obviously very, very good at basketball. And he talks about some of his coaching philosophies. So coming up at 2 p.m., the Republic of Football. Watch Houston head coach Willie Fritz.
Wherever you're watching this
on
show.
these channels. Correct.
Powers, how do you like the Bachelorette pad now you've been here?
Awesome.
Do you like it?
Well, good, because we're going to be doing it for
We'll be here for a while. We'll be here for a while.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like
cool.
you'll come back?
Next week it'll be Zoom.
Okay.
No, I'm just teasing.
I feel like I'm gonna do this. Well,
We got you breakfast tacos though.
That's true.
Okay, I'll come for the breakfast tacos.
That's fine.
We'll do Blackstone Wednesday next week.
She's talking up her.
Yeah.
I want you to come.
This big game was talked pre today.
Oh my gosh, it was talked for like 2 weeks. She's like, listen, guys, I'm gonna have a spread. It was incredible.
Correct.
It's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbells. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbells. And, of course, see us at texasfootball.com. Thanks again to Denton Geyer, defensive tackle, Xavier Ukponu, for being our guest. For Mallory Hartley and Greg Powers, I'm Greg Tepper. Vince Young, please come get your Player of the Year trophy. We'll see you tomorrow on Texas Football Today.